unbelievably great. Let's rejoice every day that we're lucky, you know? Yo, and welcome to the show with your host, the Crypto Lifer. Yeah, everybody, yeah, slap the hands. It's like you're coming into the arena, ready to rock. Let's do this. Nobody brings the energy like the Crypto Lifers. I love you guys. Let's do it. Bitcoin breaking out live as we speak. I closed my futures trade. You can see at about 39,179. I took a little nibble there. I've been trading futures constantly for the last few days. I've taken $200, turned it into $600. I'm not an expert futures trader, but what I do know is how to take profits. This fill trade we will sit in for a while. This will be my first 1,000% trade. Mark my words. So, welcome to the show. Welcome to the wonderful day. It is Thursday. Eye of the Tiger is right. J to the mother effing D. My man. Shout out to St. Louis. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. You guys, if I could kiss each and every one of you on the cheek, I would, no homo. And girl or guy, love every single one of you. You guys have got me through the pandemic. You've gotten me through the craziness of trying to think through crypto. As I have taught so many people in the group, I have taught myself so much. And Bitcoin continuing to rip now. Look, breaking out of this mini bull flag here. At one point, you can't even... This was a bull flag. Breaking out yet again. Stokes low. And look, the 15-minute Stokes in our favor as well. No reason not to add to this. The trend is your friend until it's not. You'll see this does this a lot. See how the bar won't move? You just got to refresh. It does it a lot, guys. Does it a lot. I mean, now it's in true price discovery. You have to remember, such a big asset wasn't really in price discovery now, was it? It wasn't Willy Wubsy now, was it? You know what I'm saying, though, right? I still go tight. Like, I still am easy on the trigger here. I like to limit in, but almost impossible at these times. 240 would be nice. Boom. Catch it. See, it just went from 240 to 340 in a second. Isn't that amazing? That was nuts. That's why I should never have closed that trade. 400 in a second. Look, I just missed the biggest candle of my life. Wow. This is insane. I knew to get in, and that's how crazy it is to trade futures. You know, and then you're beating yourself up about it. Should have marketed in, but I played games willy-nilly. Finally jumped in late, way too late on the 5, which is probably going to be that take profit pile. But I'm going all the way to 40K. It wants 40K. Easy. We'll do a stop loss just in case. Take profit. 41. You know, if it goes to 40K, it's going to $41,250. It's just how Bitcoin does. And if it breaks 39K, it could go back to 38,500. Should be a stronghold. So 38,450 could be my stop loss, so I don't get liquidated. Okay, and there we go. But let's get into what we do every day. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about where it's going. I've been taking you guys from the beginning all the way to this time. Take this away. We don't need that anymore. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Hadouken, Ross Bush, Noel, J to the D, Arati, my friends, my family, my true lifers. Thank you so much. As you can see, they're destroying me. I was on a tear. We would get 20 to 30 likes on every single video. We were on a tear. And anyway, We'll see what happens as we rock out. But 39,005. I can't. Insanity. Look at it on the 15-minute. Just doing something absolutely beautiful with more room to move and the Stokes pointing up. So if you're on the 15-minute trade, there's no reason to get out of this. Look, it's going to give you what you want. It's going to give you what you want out of the trade. Just got to let it sit and be easy. Ride the 15-minute. These are wild times. Wild times. Yeah, Jesse, I saw your message. I went to answer it, and then I thought I was in the other room. I get like antsy in the morning. But that's cool, yeah, whatever you say. Just like whatever you paid, I'll pay you. Because I'll just give them to family and friends or something, because they're hard to get. I actually found a new way to make them, too. It's another merch store. So I'm going to change merch stores, too. So that's going to be cool. We're going to move on immediately from that. Adam forming a beautiful bull flag here on the 15-minute. Looks like it's about to boom up to 752. Stokes are low. Everything looking good on this 15-minute for a boom up for Adam. So you could easily just put a stop loss down here at 637. If it falls down into the pattern, it will basically turn into somewhat of a Bart pattern. Also a bit of an inverted head and shoulders here. Head, shoulder, shoulder. This is a nice trade. I like this trade. Again, this is financial advice. Please, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't do anything I do or say ever when trading. Okay? Do your own research. Make sure that if you do it, you're the one who does it. Okay, Adam, ATOM. That's annoying. Oh, see that? I keep trying to get the symbol. Anyone else have that issue? Star it, hit it. So I'm liking Adam right here for a trade out of that bull flag. We're gonna keep a good look at it. Yeah, sold off the site. Sorry for being MIA for a while. Life is hectic. Oh no, honestly, I was a little MIA. Honestly, I've been just kind of doing the same. This week, getting back into the groove, man. Getting back into the groove in such a strange time. You know, that's all. Bit of a double bottom form there. You can even see that. Is this a cup and handle? Look at guys. To me, I mean, who would say it wasn't? But that looks like a cup and handle to me. What do you guys think? You got us through, man. Yo, we came out on the other side. We all started together. What? Let's like, we should have done a year recap. We'll do that. You know what? This Saturday night, like 9 p.m., I'll make it, and we'll do the year recap, man. And we'll all sit together, and we'll just go over the calls and how we got through the year together, you know. But it was insane. It was insane. You guys watched the crypto life. Look, we were with you every step of the way. Me and my team, and as we got a new lifer, we became stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. It was absolutely such a ride. But look, we started with Fed pumping billions. Adam is a strong play. Look, Bitcoin hugs 7,100. We started back here, man. Talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin to 6,200 or 8,200. Let's see the first live stream ever. I didn't even have this thing yet. It was this. Trouble in Bitcoin, stay calm. Crypto news. Altcoin season is in. Back. XRP is on demand. 1 year ago. That was a stream of mine. Interesting. 1 year ago, I'm calling for altcoin season, right? I'm like, Cardano automated sales. Best coins for November and more. Back a year ago. Crypto Thursday recap. Buy groceries with ontology and more. XRP swell event. Binance face verification. Interesting. But this is like the first real live stream, let's just say. Why am I still long on Bitcoin?
But it's a healthy chart. It's got a really healthy chart.
I'm talking about Chainlink here at 270.
And it's, yeah, I think it's going to keep continuing. I think it's a really great time to buy Chainlink, actually, like right now.
I just said I think this is a really great time to buy Chainlink right now. Look, we press play.
So,
We press play, and I'm talking about buying Chainlink at $2.70. You press play. Literally, you could have skimmed 18 seconds into this video. Look at that. 18 seconds into my first live stream. And there's a call of calls. I think this is a good time to buy Chainlink. I would buy Chainlink here. Like, that's... Isn't that funny? That's what this man said back in the...
Let's see, 8116. See if it can stay above 8100. Maybe get a close above 8500. You know, maybe by tonight or tomorrow. And that would be really strong. Yeah. So
this one I had no idea what I was doing.
So much. I really appreciate it.
I had no idea what I was
I'm
doing.
gonna have to delete this stream now because once I'm done with it, no one's gonna want to listen to it when it's all messed up like that. Maybe I can edit out the beginning. The French armies has announced that since
This is funny. Anyway, let's get back into the future. Don't spend time into the past. But that's just amazing. Cup and handle for Adam. Really liking Adam here, bouncing off the bottom of the pattern, doing a bit of a cup and handle. I mean, there's not much more I can say inside of this bull flag. If Bitcoin continues to rip, or even if Bitcoin goes sideways and gives a little back, we're going to see some action. Let's see what's going on. See, what's good about this is Bitcoin ripped, but dominance stayed below 70. A lot of people were thinking that 70 was it, and I don't know if we're going to go any higher. Look, we did fall off a cliff here. Now we have the 69.87 with strong resistance. We are forming a double bottom, though. Look, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom the opposite way. That's an Eve and Adam. Look, like you got your round and then your V shape here. You know, those do break to the upside. I do have this target like this. I'm thinking this could be a double bottom. You see how I have drawn here for dominance on the 15-minute. Bitcoin perpetual still holding 39,000, and I believe, you know, 38 is basically 40. Like, certain numbers are other numbers because, you know, they create a frenzy into a flood out. And what I mean, a flood out or a mountain is really when so many people get into something at once that they flood the price up to a higher point. Like, and it is what it is. It happens that way. So that's just something that 38,000 becomes 41, you know, 41,500 really, honestly, because if it becomes 40,000, then we go over 40. You see what I'm saying? It's just how it works. Now, every time everyone's saying we're going to have a 50% pullback, a 50% pullback, a 50% pullback, but people seem to be buying this. I keep saying that we're going to see something that no one's ever seen in history, and that TA is really, there's a chance that certain, not all TA, I'm not throwing all TA out the window, I'm saying, but we're going to see an anomaly in TA that we may have never seen before in our entire lives. That's all I'm saying. And I know everyone's like, well, you mean the rally will continue? I'm not saying we won't have pullbacks. And let's take a look at the daily, because a lot of people are forgetting. Really, let's take a look at the daily for Bitcoin. $39,150. Unbelievable. And you can clearly just, what's cool about this too is if you look at the daily and you play it the way I play it, like you see on my channel every day. Shout out to anyone new on my channel. If you're new here, we basically go over TA on any coin live. We talk about Bitcoin. We give you the news at the end too, and we also come up with new and interesting projects, and we're always just doing something, I think, progressive and new in the space. We have an amazing trading group. You can hit the link down in the description to the Crypto Lifer Trading Group. It's growing every day. And we even have 4 rooms in there. One is even a Uniswap gem room where we do deep dives on Uniswap and we show you things of that nature. So we are kind of, I believe, on the forefront of the space. We've gotten to some of the newest coins out, including Wise, Mahadao, Keeper, Core, Duck Dow Dime. We've covered some of the gems. Pools coming soon. So stay tuned for pools. Be on the lookout for pools. I have my eye on pools. That is my next. I have a hawk eye for pools. I'm looking at it closely. But check it out. What I want to show you is nice bull pennant, right? Double bottom as well. You can see there's a double bottom in there. Just trying to take you back in time, try to learn you. There's your bull flag. Then you step there too as well. So that's how you could have just known first off that we were going to go to about 33,600. Okay? Right off the bat. What I like here is too, the separation isn't too bad from the 21-day moving average. Even on the daily, like we always talk about. This was good enough for a kiss in a bull market, in my opinion. We did come down. And you can see just 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago, the Bitcoin price hit 28,140, right? And it was at a high of 34,000 on a pivot there. So let's take a look at the negative effects there on that percentage. Bitcoin down 18%. What's really cool about that and interesting is I did a pullback video, which is a really cool video. One of the first videos that I ever did on the channel. One of the first, edited videos is what I mean to say. And it talks about the pullbacks that Bitcoin went through. It's really worth watching if you want to trade the market because it shows you all the pullbacks that occurred. Look, there's a 40%, 34%. There was a 13%. Now look at the separation from the 21 day. See this right here? This looks a lot like what's happening now. See these two wicks? And we went up. So, but we got closer to the 21 on this one than we did on that one. See what I'm saying? But see how those two wicks look so similar to these two wicks? And we're looking at
Bitcoin goes down 89%, back to its original spot, and then back up another 40%. 70% swings in Bitcoin while it's really gearing up for its big bull run. So just be prepared for some serious volatility. And as the price goes up, I'm telling you, be prepared for $4,000 or $5,000 swings. I can only equate this ratio of time to what will happen in the future. We're going to see some insane price movement for Bitcoin. Okay?
I'm gearing you guys up a year ago. Oh no, I'm like a few months ago. But a few months ago. But this was a great video. This is a great video really showing you these pullbacks. So now when I see them and I'm like, okay, there's one right there. Nice 18% pullback, right? And now we try to establish some guidelines, some support and resistance for Bitcoin. And what do we see what we have? A little extended on the daily as well, right? As you can see that for sure. I would love to see us just go sideways like we did here. It'd make this type of pattern. That's the most bullish scenario. So, what I want to project for Bitcoin right now, what would be healthy? The healthiest thing, the safest thing. I'm going to give you guys two scenarios. So we're projecting into the future. This is what you come here for. You're going to get, this is the meat and potatoes of the channel. Shout out to Mo. What's going on, my friend? XRP, my friend. Doing well. Doing well. I never sold a dime. Only bought a little bit more. 22 cents, baby. We called $17. We also called the 17 bottom here on the channel live. We did it together, which I'm really, really proud of everybody. Crypto Mike jumped in. We were all talking about it. We did a real close analysis. We saw the bullish divergence. We saw the wick. I said, I'm going to go on a limb here and say I believe 17 is the bottom here. And so far,
knock on. So far, that call is up 100%. So another amazing call on the channel. Okay, so now what we're looking at is we're going to make a bit of a fractal here. What you do is you can take the bars pattern and you stretch it from one side to the other, and it will give you like a pattern that you can duplicate. And I'm not saying, you know, we don't know if it's going to do these things exactly. But I believe 40K with a big push up around their area. Usually it goes really high on the side though. So also make it like it might go up here too as well. And then form some type of pennant like that. And this would be a beautiful scenario for Bitcoin to make a yet another step in a giant parabola, you know. And that would really only be step one. Step two, it would have a lot, 4 or 5 steps to go into the $180,000-$90,000 area. There's gonna be a huge push up, and at one point we will get a large sell off. And you're gonna have people say I told you so and all that, but you're gonna be like, but it went to 80K and then it pulled back to 67 or 50K, and they're gonna say Bitcoin's dead and it was a bubble that popped. Believe me, in the middle of this market, you're gonna see news. They're gonna tell you the bubble popped. It happens every bull market. It happened at like 12 or 13K last year. They said if it breaks down to 10K, I think the rally's over. They talked about it in June of last year when we rallied to 14K. A lot of people said that was the rally and Bitcoin's dead. They said if it couldn't get to its all-time high, it means it's probably going to die and go to zero. You know, I heard so much nonsense. It was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. But anyway, I never believed a word of it. I loved all the FUD because it just kept Bitcoin at a lower price for me. The demand was low, so the price was low, you know. But I knew demand would rise, and that's how you make money as an investor. You look for something that you know in your heart will have demand when no one else does, and you make a move on it. That's the beauty. Michael Saylor did it with .coms. He knew the internet would be big, and he bought names. I was watching an interview with him, and it was fascinating to listen to him. And he was like, I just bought names. He bought voice.com, car.com, drive.com, you know? Because no one knew the internet was going to be that big. These names were just floating around, sitting there. And he was like, oh, my gosh. He said he sold voice.com, I think he said for $30 million. Just the name voice.com. He's like, I made almost all my money on voice.com. Look at this. This is a W here, guys. Rounded top, though. Like to see this push back up. Stokes in the 1 minute are in our favor, but the 15-minute Stokes just continuing to ride up. What did we hit a high? We hit that high of 39,000, about 500, right? Now we're milling around here doing our thing. Cocos is going to be a beast. Just broke the long resistance line. I think you're right, man. I believe Jose was talking about Cocos too, which is like, we have the whole team now kind of centering our focus. I love it. I love it. So we'll look at the trending energy on Cocos. But I'm still, as long as Bitcoin can hold this level and continue to break, it can get to that 39,978 in the short term. So immediate short term, the 1 minute, might have to do a bigger one. Might even be doing a bigger one, a bigger double bottom here. That's possible too. Like this. But wow, 38,500 broke fast and furious. Now let's see what's going on with the altcoins. Bitcoin is just ripping. It's getting a little out of control now, in my opinion. It's feeling like somewhat of an insane rally. Like, you know, it's feeling a little like worldly, so to speak.
yeah, when I'm back, because I'll be back tomorrow, I got everything. The tip jar, the subscribe. I got so much fun stuff to show you guys during the live stream. It's going to be like the most professional live stream. I've been working on it, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So look out for that. It's going to be really cool. Can you take a look at that H bar? Still hasn't had its run. 40K rounded number might be a sell-off. I think we spill over, though, until like 41, 42,000, you know. Honestly, I don't think anyone even knows where we're going, so people are just like in complete shock. One of my buddies who's worth a lot of money, he got in at 36.4. He finally was like, I got into 36.4. I bought more, like, and I was like, don't you worry, man, you'll be up. You know, like, it's Bitcoin. Eventually, you're just up and up and up and up. As my account just continued. I can't even, there's nothing to say anymore, really. It's just like, wow. Sure, me. I'm just thinking we might have an emotional hold at 40K. No, I mean, I think we bounce between 35 and 40K for a while. I hope that becomes a bigger range. I hope we make like some type of giant pennant here, like this. See, this would be a really nice place to consolidate and get some boots in the ground, so to speak. Just like down here, you know, how we played around here with 31. You know, we went all the way to 34. We went down. You know, we found our happy place, and then everyone realized, you know what? Like, yeah, I will pay 28,000 for Bitcoin, and I'll be happy about it, and I'll keep my mouth shut, you know. And then they was like, well, I'll pay 39 then. And the guy was like, oh, you'll pay 34. Oh, I'll pay 35. Well, I'll pay 36, just in case. So these are richer people getting higher on the order book. You have to remember that. This is how this happens. Someone goes, oh, well, I'll just buy it before you by paying more because I have more money than you. And then some rich guy goes, oh yeah, well, I'll pay 37. When it's like 36.9, he's like, well, I'll pay 37 then. And another, he's like, well, I'll pay 37.1. And he's like, oh, no, well, I'll pay 38. And then someone on the top says, oh, well, you guys are fools. I've been down here, and I'm going to take a little profit. It sells on them, and then some guy goes, well, I was waiting, and now I don't have to wait. I'll get it the price I like down here at the bottom trend line. Then they all get hungry. They buy and sell. And then it goes back to another guy who's watching, and he's finally like, well, I'll pay more than you, and then so on and so forth. And that's the philosophy of what you're seeing here in the market, you know, as I take a little nibble right there. Just a little one, not a big one, guys. I'm not pushing it, okay? I'm not pushing it. Just a niblet, though. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at the rest of the market. Let's look at your tickers. Let's see what you guys are talking about. I want to get interactive here. I want to get interactive in the zone. Let me know just how you flow. Yeah. All right, check it out. Riot and Mara. Let's take a look. Atom just lagging. It'll have its day in the sun, though, when it breaks out of this cup and handle. Look at this. So, you'll wait and see. Atom will do something amazing. Look at this. On its way to 752. Looks like it's about to pop. Sizzling. Bang. Just playing games with us right now. And you think 663 is still nice for Atom. Getting out of that $5 region is strong. Band 890 loves to play with that $9 region. To me, it's just forming this giant channel that's starting to get smaller. So people are willing to pay less and then pay more. Higher highs on an ascending triangle. Look at that. Go to the 15-minute, it'll be even more apparent to see and easier to draw. But look at this. Band is, I've seen it, it keeps making these too. Keeps making these same similar patterns, in my opinion. To me, that's the pattern. I don't know how I can call it, but it just because you want to go to right where this thing fell off. And you can feel it too. It's a strong, nice 45-degree angle. See that? I guess it's based on real math, you know. Look at that. What is this? I keep putting in copyright-free music, but then, like, this sounds pretty copyrighty to me. It says top 500 no copyright sounds. Anyway, that's a little too fast, too. That's dope. See? That's like trip hoppy. Okay, so up, down, and then look. Look, I just love this, guys. Look at this. This is what I see happening right now. You got a left shoulder. You got a head. You got a right shoulder. Right? Testing the bottom of the trend line yet again. And this could even be a cup. You know, so what's crazy is you got a head and shoulder in a cup doing its thing, right? Unbelievable. Bottom of the trend line as well, hugging the bottom of the trend line. Could clean it up a little bit. There you go. Hugging the bottom of the trend line, doing very, very nice. So it just, to me, if I had to make for myself, what I would try to figure out is, are we doing that, you know? Could we get a beautiful retest? And, you know, that looks similar. Now you're going to take the length of this here, and this is what I call doing the work. You know, you don't just go take a trade. You don't just go, hey, what's up, man? Like, what are you guys thinking? You know, what coin should I buy, man? You know? No. You take a course with a mentor. If you need something like that, if you need to learn, please hit us up in the Telegram. We'll set you up. We'll give you the ability to do what I'm doing here and help you get where you need to go. Cool tip, copy and paste the trend line you drew. Paste up the chart, then watch how the price respects it. Yeah, like you mean just like draw it like this. Yeah, I got you. That's kind of cool. Yeah, no, for sure. It's beautiful, right? Similar to this, you know. It gets away, should have come back down. And you can see divergences, possible areas. No. Yo, check out the dot on Telegram I posted. How you feeling about that? Click the trend line. Okay. Copy. Yep. And I can paste it. But where do you want me to put it? Trying to move through the show, man. Okay. Anyway, no, I appreciate it. I don't mean to be rude. I just I lose momentum. So check it out. Band. Target for band, $11.16 is the measured move of this target. I do use my command keys. Thanks, man. Okay, check it out. So we see a head and shoulder right here for band. And
it's moving through the last little section after it's already made some giant gains. So it's tested some lows, $7.99, tested the $8 region. You have to remember it's been here before. We go to the daily. People forget band has been all the way up to about $18, $17.97. Band and Link were like battling through the teens in July. They had an amazing run up. Look at that green run up. And from then on, it's just really been a tough road. You know, a lot of accumulation, a lot of ups and downs for these coins. But look, they've all formed their beautiful bowls. This formed the giant head and shoulder pattern that we're looking at now, that we have mapped out, we never got rid of. And look, it's so far, it has easily surpassed the target that I had all the way up here at about 936. It has gone to that target. Look, it wicked right to it. Then we have my, my other work inside, deep inside on the head and shoulder. So much work, but there's so much to see, and there's so much that says what's going on, This could be a possible double top, but it also looks like a double bottom to me. Look at that, forming a double bottom as well on the 1 hour. And look, it has room to go. 4 hour says it wants to coil up into the side of this, so that's what we're probably going to see. For band. So watch band on my watch list, and it's I do disclose that I like to hold a bag of band. Bell was at the bottom of the pattern. Look, it did a double bottom here and hit the target of the double bottom quite clearly. If you're not sure exactly how to get a target of a double bottom, if you're in TradingView, hit Alt T. That'll give you a quick key, and just flip this to the top. You take where the head and the right side of the W kind of match, and you bring that same level, and that's about your level, where this probably has more room to go, actually, up to 113 from 105. Wow, Coco's daily does look amazing. Thoughts on FET? Yeah, FET. A lot of people talking about FET. My wife brought up FET. I was thinking about FET the other day. It's funny, it's been on my mind. I used to trade FET a lot back in the day, on and off. So interesting. We'll get into FET. Let's do a little Bitcoin check just to see where it's at. It's like I forgot Bitcoin is the bear in the bull in the room. The bear in the room. The bull in the room. 39,294. What a run up in the last few days. Absolutely insane. Stokes pointing up. Looks like they want a little more, in my opinion. I believe 40K is in the cards in the next few hours. But again, this isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. It's just fun to speculate and to talk and to get into all this fun stuff, right? It's just fun, guys. This is all for fun. You're not doing anything I tell you to do. Check this out, though. Cake forming higher highs, just making its move out of a cup and handle. Looks like it wants more with a higher target here. So Cake doing a bit of a retest off the top of this trend line too on the 4 hour. And Stokes are pointing up. Cake looking very bullish. Target for Cake is 81. So I do own a bag of Cake. To the moon. Let's take a look at Celsius. Celsius has been doing some amazing things. However, do you guys see what could be possible on the 2 hour and the 4 hour and even the 1 hour? It's a possible head and shoulder, right? It's possible. It would only bring us back down to about here, in my opinion, to 461. Celsius very bullish, though. Technically could also be a bull pennant. I've seen bull pennants like this recently, and they've actually played out. So we'll take a look. And we'll give it the benefit. We'll give it the possibility of what it could be. A lot of people talking about Celsius Network. So it's a hot coin. Could also be forming a giant double bottom here. A little bit of another double bottom right there. I just go into earlier time frames to get more clarity onto the pattern. See how it's the same pattern, but we get more detail. It's like zooming in with a telescope, This could be a possible double bottom here. You see? So it really likes to respect this trend line at 550. Seems to be going up. I also want to see if we have any bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence. We had some slight, not really, not perfect. Let's take a look at this thing on the daily. Does it have enough room to move? Hit auto, guys. That will help us kind of get situated. So yeah, this thing is really just looks a lot like Bitcoin if you think about it. Like Bitcoin went up, right? This is that 20K region, and then Bitcoin shoots up to the sky, to the moon. Amazing. Interesting. Celsius. We do have to watch this head and shoulders pattern. A lot of wicking though to the upside for Celsius. Daily is resetting on the Stokes, and interesting. A little bit of bearish divergence playing out. Huh. I'll watch this at 596. It breaks 6. Obviously, if it breaks this high at about, let's go into an earlier time frame, like the 1 hour, and look at this. Nice cop was off the 200-day moving average. Usually is a really nice. We talk about this again, and this is probably, now this is funny because this is like the 10th time I brought it up. But when the 200-day moving average tends to actually line up with the bottom of your trend line, very bullish sign. Very bullish sign. Also, look at the double bottom forming in the 21-day moving average. You see that? Which I didn't notice at first until we went back. And that's how, give yourself a second, come back, and you'll see it again. Again, you can still see the shoulder, head, and shoulder even in the moving average. So we'll see how this plays out. Right now, Stokes are kind of telling us it wants to win, though. Celsius Network. Let's take a look at total too. Well, it's going to look at DeFi perp. You'd be like, what's DeFi perp? That's all of DeFi. So this tells you when maybe you should get into YFI, when you think YFI could pop, if you think YFI is a good trade, stuff like that. And this tells you that by showing you how big the market can go up. You see what I'm saying? So this is just showing you things of this nature. I still say we have 9.8% to go till we hit the target of DeFi perp. So this kind of was a predecessor to tell you what was going to happen with DeFi. And almost every coin has a link to DeFi at this point. Not everyone, but all the major coins. Look at EGLD with that bullish news, having a connection to Paramount, things of that nature. NFTs for the entertainment space. It formed this bull flag here and then just broke out beautifully. Look how it coasted with the 21-day moving average. So that's telling you this is almost just beginning. Like, this has a lot of room to move for EGLD. Unbelievable. Really is unbelievable. Not a lot to go on the daily, but the daily says, hey, I just had a cross and I have room to go on the MACD. If you were to take that sign, that's a very, very strong sign for EGLD. But look, it basically has gone straight up. Straight up. A lot of people were calling for a pullback. I believe we could go into what's called a hyper-parabolic phase. A phase that just really defies all odds. Shows people like just wow, they just can't believe it. Let's check total and total too. This is really going to blow our minds and really kind of put us at ease as we see the whole picture of where we went and what was going on. Now, as you can see, I had pennants drawn this whole time for you guys all the way up. We had another pennant drawn. Let's go to the 1 hour here. I continuously was able to find the next top for us and get us where we had to go. Look, I drew this. I said, okay, we're double bottoming here. What's our target? I said, well, we're going to go to 1,000,000,004,000,000. And we hit it exactly. They hit my target exactly on a wick. So now where do we go? Well, I keep going to the 15-minute. And this is how I do it. I go to smaller time frames and I look for more patterns. And this is how a pattern trader, it's like looking for breadcrumbs that someone left in the woods. And the better you get at it, the more you can find out where we're going. And I seem to be really good at finding out where we're going. And we'll see when, we've been bullish and everyone's like, well, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. You just keep saying bullish, bullish, bullish. Well, we're bullish until we see a horrible trend change. We need to see a vast change in trend. What you do too is you can extend this pattern. You just see as many patterns as you can. Here's a pattern as well. And then the pattern would be the whole length of this pole. And this is also Elliott wave, wave 1, wave 2.
Wave 3 is the same as wave 1. And this gives us a market cap now of 1.8. And every pattern that we keep showing you keeps playing out. So there's no reason why this pattern shouldn't continue to its target. So we have two patterns. We have the smaller pattern here that wants to take us to 1.7, and we have the bigger pattern that wants to take us to 1.8. At this point, it's almost hard to track. Like, what is that? That's 100 billion, $1,479,000,000,000 trillion-dollar market cap. I really think would propel us into the limelight. It's almost like the altcoins and the regular coins were like behind some garbage can, and you had to go to Times Square in 1950 and, like, you know, some shady freaking corner to buy them. And now, you know, they with the $1 trillion market cap, like they're in front of Macy's now. Like, they're all like, they're legit, you know? So it's almost like now they're finally alive to the world. Like, they were like only alive to us guys. Like, no one really knew what was going on. And finally they're alive to the whole world. So a $320 billion market cap for the altcoins. Now you can see I have this pennant here. Right here we drew. And that pennant, you can see it if you have a little tough time seeing it right here. Line at the top with the upwards trend line. It's basically an ascending triangle. And it has a target. And the target there is $331 billion. And we're on our way. And again, this also has a target here. Take the length of these poles, top of the price to the 21-day moving average, I find is really my sweet spot. And look, we're really kind of at that level, and we're battling it out again. And that's the level that we should battle it out, because look, and it's like, does someone else have this drawn out? Are they pinning it? It's amazing how this all seems to play. But yeah, until we get to 330, I'm still sticking with this. Again, then we can pull fibs on these, which I'll do right now, because there's no reason not to remain slightly cautious, in my opinion. So we're going to pull a fib here from this breakout at about 213. And I'm going to extend it to where I think we're going to top at 333, right? 333 billion dollars. Now, we retrace down to the 382, the 0.5 fib or the 0.618 would be a healthy retracement. And that would give us $264 billion. We would give up a big amount of gains. Okay? A big amount of gains. But it would still be pretty healthy, considering the last time was January 6th that we breached 284. So it's only been, you know, January 6th. So we were as low as on the 4th of January, 233. So we've gained a 50% push up in the market cap of the altcoins. And are these institutions buying it up? Are these people that are going to buy and sell us down the river? Are we going to see price swings like we wouldn't believe? Are these huge retracements? You know, the funny thing about this is a lot of this has been followed by long points of accumulation. Even coins that were up big, they all kind of were in bulls and waiting to move. So, in my opinion, it's not like these things have all been blasting off. Like, the stock market's been going and going and going and going. These things were in the dumps, and now they're finally resurrected. And again, like I said before, that market cap just looking beautiful. So, getting to that $1 trillion space is pretty strong. Sharing up 17% today. Pretty cool. Look, it had a spike all the way up to that 2.8 region. Wow, it does get some crazy spikes. Seems to be forming a new level of support there around that 2 cents. We should never see it really go below 2 cents again. It really has to remain there. And look, even though my bull flag is here, it really did hit the target. It took a long time, even breaking down with the double bottom. But it did. For the overall picture of sharing, let's give you there's like a big pennant that it's really in. I got to go to we'll go to a better target for that. SGMO, just throwing that out there, it is coming back up all the way to the 226 off the 382. We just want to make sure it doesn't make a rounded top here to form a inverted head and shoulder pattern. You know what I'm saying? because it's possibly forming a head and shoulder. It's possible. You see it? Triple top even. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on. It is recovering nicely, and to me, it's forming a bowl as well. Giant double bottom almost if you look at it from the side and you change your perspective. Which is very interesting. It's also in a channel now. And this is the channel that it's in. I just catch stocks as I'm running through my list, and they're right there. So I'm like, why not go through? So look, I believe this is just a pattern play. To me, this looks like a pattern play. 29% gains back to the top of the pattern. Just simply just, you know, give what the pattern, take what the pattern gives you. And don't second guess it until it breaks, until this pattern breaks to the downside. This trend line breaks, then you could put a stop loss right down here at 15.5. No harm, no foul. Watch sand, mainnet coming out in a couple days. Let's take a look at sand right now. Let's do a little deep dive into sand, okay? We'll give a look at it. I'm going to show you exactly what I would do if I've never seen a stock before. First thing I do is I take a good look at it in its entirety, you know, and I try to build a story. Okay, it came out, made a falling wedge, broke out of that, you know, obviously went hyper parabolic in a little bit of a way, got sold down past, you know, basically did a Fibonacci retracement from here over 100%, found a bottom period where people were happy to pay for it, which was about 3 cents. Started to consolidate around. People thought they were doing well, and then I guess they got bored with it, or something happened. Maybe they didn't hit a target. I don't know. The game wasn't as fun. Who knows? Maybe Bitcoin tanked. Yeah, you know, this October, and so almost all the altcoins tanked. So we had an altcoin just, dominance just raised up, and that's what happened. So dominance raised up. Anyone who was in a project decided they couldn't hold, they jumped out. Unless you were dollar cost averaging. And even if you were dollar cost averaging, you were then down pretty bad down here. So people didn't know what to do. Again, dominance popped back up. This decided to kind of gain some steam, but got sold back again when Bitcoin went on an extreme run. And now it's trying to live with the other altcoins right now. Trying to say, hey, man, I'm alive. You know, I'm here. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Here is a head, shoulder, possible head and shoulder pattern forming, as you can see there. Okay. We'll take some support and resistance lines, put them in there. So you can see I had some trouble down there. It bounced here, has really nice support here at 3.5. Bitcoin 40K easy. It's very possible. It's very possible. That is what you're saying, my friend, in the comments, huh? Yep. Okay, so here's our support and resistance lines. Nicely drawn up. And you can see we can easily gap up because, look, we fell down and we fell up here. So what I like about this is if we crush this area here, there's a beautiful gap. Definitely the 25 and possibly all the way to that 40% gains back close to all-time highs. And then we're also dealing with those all-time highs. So we're also in the cup. Like we talk about, I don't know how many cups we draw, or bowls, or whatever you want to call them, but I feel like we're drawing one almost every single day. We are drawing one every single day because it's just where we are in the market cycle. And here's another beautiful cup, okay, for sand. Now, sand did bounce low off that low it really likes, 3.5 cents. Here, hit it pretty close right there. And the low of the lows was 2.8. So sand already up, you know, not 100%, but pretty close to it from that 2.8 low. Now, it already did 100% if you think about it, because it went all the way up to a spike of 6 from that 2.8. Well, actually, it's more than 100%. Now, you also see, so we see this larger double bottom forming. We see it in the channel, and we could also channel it out as well. We have a top trend line, and we have like kind of a bottom trend line here. Funny, I was in the wrong picture. It wouldn't let me out. You should be able to just transcend trend lines there. To me, it needs to break back into this pattern here, the top pattern. Okay. So much singing in these songs. How could they be copyright free? You know, I don't get it. Trying to make sense of this pattern. It's also in a inverted head and shoulder pattern there. I'm sure if we go to the 4 hour, it's going to be a little more apparent. Yeah, right here. Look. You can see it. Let's stretch it out. And we'll label it up for you. Just in case you're skeptical of. So there's your head, your head and shoulder, you know. Not perfect, but it's there, man. Definitely there. So, and it broke out. That's pretty much its place. And after that, you know, now you have the 200-day moving average coming up. And you have the 50 coming for it on the 6 hour and the 4 hour. The 21 just crossed the 200, which is, you know, a predisposition to a golden cross. And we have a golden cross here on the 1 hour. So now we have a golden cross, and this is yet to do its thing, man. And it's very well known. Has a mainnet coming out in like 2 days. So, and we just broke it down for you, really, in all seriousness. Like, this would be just like a lot of other coins that you've seen recently, and you'd be like, you know, you had your chance at like 4 cents. It said, hey, I love 4 cents. Like DOT was around $5, and it kept saying, I like $5. I like $5, you know. What is your prediction for Bitcoin crashing? Can you pull a fib extension on STX? I think it started a parabolic run. Sure. Let's take a look at silver, though. Silver doing really well. Going to the highs of 27. I believe we had a call for 29, right? By January 29th or something like that. Pretty on par for that. 29.90 we hit already, 27.90, and we're on our way. You can see it broke out of the pennant that I drew. So it's clearly on its way back up to its real valuation or more. Silver going all the way, I see, to $36 an ounce. Would love to see it capture its 2018, 2010 area. I believe highs of around $50. And I believe silver can go up even more. SNX on my radar. One of my holds now, long-term holds, decided it was worth grabbing up. If Tikatwari pumps it, it means he puts a lot of money behind it, and he says it's going to pump. So, and he spends a lot of money on ads. Every one of us has heard maybe 100 Tikatwari ads. So that means he spent a lot of money going after anyone who's hit that crypto algorithm through Google. And if he does that, then you know if he pumps a coin, it's going to go up. It's kind of simple logic, right? Look at this double bottom here forming, coming up, almost a bit of a retest on this bottom, on the bottom trend line, but not even going there. Probably using one of these moving averages, cupping in the 21-day as well. We are pointed down on the Stokes on the 1 hour, but the 4 hour is ready to rock for SNX. So I think SNX has more gas in the engine here, and yeah. Again, none of this is financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Please get a financial advisor and, you know, do your own research. And don't do anything that I would suggest. Don't do anything that I do on the channel. This is all just for fun. Complete fun. Anyway, this looks like it's going to start moving up here on the Stokes and the MACD. Everything looks pretty nice to me. Inside of the pattern, breaking back down. Some nice moves. We also... Do we see, yeah, the 21-day moving average here doing well? Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is a little extended, which all that tells me is it can go sideways right here for a little while and form another pennant of some type. So, form like a trend line of some type. Hope it respects this area, something like this, and see where it can go. Look at the 15-minute. Forming a rounded top, though, but it is bouncing off the 200. I mean, the 21. SNX. Now let's look at STX for you there. We're pretty close to it. STX. Okay, let's take a look on the 4 hour. Okay, so we had here is, yeah, I mean, this thing is more than a parabola. It just literally like doesn't want to stop. Interesting. I must need to like reassess what's going on with this puppy. Form this giant double bottom. You know what looks a lot like this is algo. So this could make me want to go look at algorithm after this too. They're around the same price too, which is very interesting. Four-hour does just had a cross, but lack of bullish momentum. Oh, but now we're flipping up on the MACD. If I zoom in and see this flip up, and look, inverted head and shoulders in the MACD, you can see it clearly. Shoulder, head, shoulder. It's a big sign that looks like it's definitely wants to grow up. You know, that's 68% of the time those patterns move. STX mainnet on the 14th. Huh, interesting. Mainnet on the 14th. We're seeing a lot of these types of things. They're like ascending triangles that are slightly slanted up. They're basically rising wedges, but they're more almost ascending triangles. And yeah, I mean, this is very close to a breakout. So look at that. Just what I see in the immediate short term. 26% coming back to 70. Yeah, I mean, as long as it breaks out of this rising wedge, definitely you're going to see some parabolic beginnings on the 4-hour. It's just beginning though. You're right. You know, I thought we were a little later in the cycle since you've been bringing it up, but you're always a little preemptive, meaning like you build the story and you know, I mean, I'm talking to you, Hadouken. I'm it. And you went on. You were on. Every one of your picks has been great. STX, you were really on close. Honestly, look, cup and handle, guys. Let's bring it down. There's your cup. There's your cup and there's your handle. It's amazing how many cup and handles we saw. If you didn't fall in love with the pattern this in the last 2 weeks, then I don't know what to tell you. But when I see them, it's like, it's golden, right? And then you're like, well, how do I find my target? Well, you always put a neckline, which is like the left side of the cup to the right side of the cup. And what I do is I just take the neckline to the bowl. Sometimes I use the price. A lot of times I'm in a bull market, I don't even use the price. And that's how I gauge where we're going to go, especially in some price discovery. And look how close we get. And then what we do is we go into some smaller time frames and we look for patterns inside here, which, you know, see, and that's how we're getting up to the next target. And yeah, I mean, after doing some due diligence on this, it's there's really not much of an argument I could say against your sentiment on STX. The only thing, the daily is a little spent. If I had to make any call on that, could we retrace back down to 44 before we like to keep pumping? It's possible. Back to this area here of support and resistance. It's very possible, right? Main F sell-off possibly, or, you know, coming back to the 21-day moving average on the daily. These things are possible. Well, we built a story, right? Nimic, something I talk about here a lot on the channel. Not a lot, but every once in a while. And if you look, it's not even a half a penny yet. It's a half a penny. Oh, no, it's a half a penny. Yeah, it's a half a penny at 0.6. So it's in like that IOST area. And these are coins that I always urge myself during a bull market. I say, you know, you just throw $500 to $1,000 on them. That's what I do in these markets. Again, this isn't financial advice. Don't do anything I would do. Maybe I say even put a very small percentage of investing power, you know. And look, you got your cup here, boomed out of your cup, and now look, this thing's just gone to the moon, man. Nimic. Little sleeper coin. You just keep a little, you know, look, $500 already turned into damn near, you know, 100% was $1,000, and then you're almost at $2,000, $500, and you just don't think about it. You let it sit in these little coins and let them just do their thing. And this is a coin that could do some amazing things. It actually even been talked about on BitBoy's channel, so it's had exposure. You know, on the low, you could have got it from 0.001 of a penny, and it's already 6x from there. I mean, that was on October 20th, but you could have 6x. Not the only thing that has 6x apparently in the past, you know, everything in the world. But check it out, man. Bit of a double bottom here formed, hit its target. Now it's about to hit all-time highs yet again, and I think it's flagging. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Yeah, it's doing a bit of a flag here. MACD wants to move. Looks like almost all these altcoins are just hungry, man. They're hungry for more. That $1 trillion market cap has spotlit them, and they're hungry for more. Keep BXQ on the radar. I had 279% coming. I nailed 23% of it today. So estimate about 240 coming, long-term play. Aside from Key and Nimic, what are other coins like these that you have in mind? Nano been going. Nano is on a tear. Shout out to Sandu. Dude gave me $100 in Nano. It's now almost $400. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sand, look, starting to move. Showing some signs of some movement here for Sand. Some other coins, yeah, because you need IOST is another one that I like. I bring up all the time. It's one of my top 10s in my top 10 video. And the reason is I think it's going to really take over the DeFi space in a way no one really understands. IOST has plans in production and movement and ideas just to make things. Look, 330.033 for a second. But look at this, man. Doing really well is VeChain, forming a bit of a bull flag. You can see, to me, it's breaking out. Look at this. I'll show you what my mind saw real fast. But that's it right there, and it's breaking out. Again, I talk about VeChain a lot. I told my family and friends about VeChain, you know, just in talking and in conversation, I'll bring, oh yeah, VeChain, you know, it's got to deal with Walmart, Louis Vuitton. It's supply chain, man. And everyone needs supply chain variants, and to understand that their products are actually truly being used, are moving where they need to move. Basically, the supply, you can actually imagine that on the supply chain. Make sure something's actually going exactly where it is. What are your thoughts on Iris? Iris is a great coin. I mean, an IEO by Binance. Binance pumps its IEOs. It's just a fact of life, right? Look at Rose. We talk about Rose. This is another coin Binance is into, as you know, just a coincidence as we're discussing these things. Was in this falling wedge, faked itself out, and then look, it formed a bull. Formed a nice bull. Look at that. Giant double bottom. This is what Ocean looks like right now, and there's just the only real upside for something of this nature, in my opinion, right? 39% gains coming. We talked about this a lot. I brought up Rose a lot. Another IEO by Binance. So these are Binance supported coins. DeFi, right? RSR is another hot coin that's just on an insane tear in all-time highs, making a bit of a funny pattern. There's a diamond pattern though. Watch that. That could break to the downside. It's funny, I just realized maybe a lot of BART patterns are just diamond patterns that we just don't recognize perfectly. But that's definitely a diamond, man. And I'd be wary of that breaking to the downside, at least back to the support area here at 3.4. So let's just watch RSR. Let's see what it does. In its defense, it could also be just a mangled bull flag just due to the volatility of Bitcoin. And now it's holding and about to break to the upside. So I see. That's probably the first time you ever saw me make a diamond in a pattern like that, and it's interesting to see. With this cool music, it's almost like I'm making some voodoo shapes here, but they go together. This whole wackiness going on. But yeah, I mean, look at the MACD turning up too. Stokes pointing up on the 1 hour. So RSR looks like it wants more. The whole market looks like it wants more. honestly. Nano is still a buy. Let's take a look at Nano, man. I'm so proud of Nano. Amazing. Shout out to Nano at $4.40. Nano has just gone on a absolute tear. Since yesterday at about 12 o'clock or 2 in the afternoon even, Nano is now up 184%. From $1.43 all the way. And honestly, we were looking at it, it was like just a buck. Like I had this drawn and I thought it would go at 28%. This is the target I had for Nano. I said, oh yeah, you'll get 28% gains to 217 from the low of 139. I was humble, you know. I was like, okay. And wow, Nano, man. Inverted head and shoulder right there on the MACD. You see it? Shoulder, head, making a right shoulder now. Interesting. About to double bottom on the 1 hour on the Stokes. Little hot on the 4 hour for sure though. But look at the straight line. I mean, this is just nuts. Nano. Someone really likes Nano, and they pumped this thing to oblivion. $4.41. Shout out to Nano. Talking about this NKLA. Remember that guy kept asking me about it in the stock market, and I said, you know, it just looks like it did bottom, and it's going to double bottom and break its way out. It is starting to break out. Some strong volume, a little bit of move there out of the pattern. So NKLA, possible 168% gains in the stock market. Litecoin and EOS. RLC is a beast. Yeah, let's take a look at RLC, Litecoin, and EOS. RLC 119. Amazing. Look at that thing. Boom. Let's take a look at the bigger time frame. Let's see what we see here. Yeah, just breaking out of that long-term resistance. Now we're seeing that. I mean, this is what we saw right here, guys. We're right around here, you know. See these big spikes? I like that. I'm alone. We'll like see that right there. We're kind of right here. See how those look the same? Very similar run-ups, crashes. They're not perfect, but, you know, it is what it is. And, yeah, we're breaking that resistance, cupping up. So, what's kind of cool is we could do a bit of a progression idea here. Right? What we can do is we can do a bars pattern of this. And you know, we're just starting to do our runs. Right? And this is our like spike up here. See that? Look at that. Look how it matches like that. And that's just if we just took a fractal. We're just living in a dream here, but this is, you know. You did if you didn't buy Bitcoin, you fell for fool's gold. 359% gains. Which isn't even that insane, really. We've been seeing that a lot. It's very, very plausible. How do you do that again? Can you explain how you did the blue prediction, please? You can go back and just watch it. All you do is just go right here to the left side where I have the, you know, the bar here, and you hit bars pattern. And all you do is you begin and end somewhere on a bar. Like, look, I want this area here. I just begin and end, and I click it, and it duplicates it for me. Anyway, it's a pretty cool idea. Let's take a look at EOS. I think EOS, you know, BS is on a pretty good move with EOS. He's watching it closely. EOS is looking hot. Look at Tomo. Breaking out really nice and forming a flag here. We go to the 1 hour. It's flagging pretty nice. Bit of a head and shoulder pattern too inside of the flag, in my opinion. So Tomo is another one to watch. It's almost like watch every coin. I mean, I don't know how this is what happens in this market. Everything rips at once. Like it's just like fireworks, like left and right. Like this is up 100%. That's up 200%. This is over here. That's over there. Market cap 322 and moving. So it's gaining. It's gaining. Total market cap now back to 105, right? Looks like those future trades must be pumping, you know? I mean, just based on the market cap alone. And they are. Look, we're up 34% again, and we're up 14% here. So we're just continuing to make a move. 39,006. We're going to 40K. We're on our way to 40K. Let's take a look back. What we're about to look at though, EOS. Don't forget EOS. Let's take a look at Ocean and OMC Go since we're in the O's. Before we skip on back to Bitcoin, what an amazing day to be alive. Unbelievable. Shout out to everyone here watching the live stream. You guys rock my world. Love you all. We're going to do a shout out in a second once we get back to Bitcoin. This is forming an inverted head and shoulder Ocean inside of a pennant. Kind of what we're seeing for a lot of these coins. I feel like it's just going to form right shoulders and we're going to blast off. So Ocean at 45, looking really nice. Still consolidating. I'm going to show you the pattern it's in. It looks a lot like sand. And it looks like Ocean get all the way to that resistance at 60, which would be a nice 30% gain. Let's take a look at Ocean right here on the daily. And you can see it's just in this giant double bottom. And it really felt the need to go all the way to the bottom. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt there, but it was like, no, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. When Bitcoin did that nice little dump the other day, it didn't get all the way to this bottom here, 24, but it went pretty close. So all the consolidating and holding, you could have just got in right here and then it pumped again. Interesting, but I see it going up and making its move. Is it cup and handling? Where is it going to go? You could also see, look, it was in this falling wedge like this. And now it's breaking out of the falling wedge on its way up out of the pattern and forming the right side of this bigger bull. So I'm bullish on Ocean here at 45. Just where it sits in the grand scheme of things. OMC Go battling that 380 area. You'd think it would be bigger. But finally, look, breaking out of resistance it's been in since August 21st. It had that amazing run up there. Remember in November, it was kind of the coin of the week for a while. It had some amazing pumps. But now it's just, you know, breaking out yet again. Look at that. That's a breakout. That's an indication that OMC Go is about to go do something and go. So I'd watch OMC Go right now at about 382. Very interesting to say the least. Very interesting to say the least. You got to keep your composure on days like today, man. It's in you know, things are out of just seems, they seem surreal, dreamlike. Now, put a yes in the comment section if you feel dreamlike, if you feel like this is just nuts what's going on right now. Wow, man. Things are just absolutely crazy. $16 likes, 13 people, not bad. Sad though that we definitely were like losing momentum a little bit due to, you know, the unmentionables. Can't say anything. Let's take a look at Bitcoin though. About to go to 40K in front of our eyes, just doing things that just most people just wouldn't believe, but we already knew were going to happen. Like we kind of knew these things would occur, right? I mean, I put my entire life savings into Bitcoin. Everything I owned. I went all in. Crypto lifer all the way, 100%. I figured if you decide that it really is going to do what it's going to do, then why even think anything different? You know, like if you think it's going to be better than the dollar, then why own the dollar? Like it just doesn't make any sense. at that point, right? And look, it just formed that giant bull flag, and now it's on its way to my target at 40K. All we can watch is the 1 minute. It's the closest we can get, and like there's more price action going in there. We can barely see what's really happening. 39,700 though. Unbelievable. I just wanted to see what the order book looked like here for Bitcoin. So look, slim buy orders here at 39, right? A lot of sells at 40,000. So huge $40,000 sell wall, right? Interesting. A lot of selling going on. I see a lot of red up there. A lot of buying though. Look, if you see the order book on the right side, how to take a glance at it, there's a little more green than red right now. Right now it's almost 50-50 though. More buys coming in now though. Buys are starting to battle it off. And this is how you could check the order book, man, and kind of get a look at what's happening in real time, right? This is a sell wall, man. $40,000 sell wall. So huge sell wall at 40K. Huge sell wall. Would love to see a big retracement back to 32, 34K. Honestly, just to kind of get us back into realistic zones. And then we can kind of, you know, begin our move back to 50K, you know. Elon Musk surpasses Jeff Bezos as the world's richest man. Yep. As Tesla makes a move, man. Elon Musk, world's richest man. Isn't that pretty cool? It's a pretty cool guy to be the world's richest guy, and he likes Bitcoin. So the world's richest guy is Bitcoin. He's gonna get into Bitcoin heavy too. He hasn't even gotten in yet, and he's gonna get in so heavy. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. Now the order book is flooding green here. When you looked at it for a second, just a lot of green. A lot of green. It's funny, you don't see a lot of buy orders, but these are all the open orders. Or is the green to sell? Look, because sell, buy. Are these people trying to buy Bitcoin at 40? I always thought the red was the sell wall, right? Red here is the sell wall. We got to crush the sell wall. It makes sense. It's red and it's the sell wall, right? Price got to hit it. And price wants to go to the right, and this is waiting for it to go. So, yeah, this is the sell wall. I mean, huge people trying to sell at 40K. But look at the buy orders just came in. Look, it's all green on the right. See that? You can count the red ones. If you can count the red ones, like, you know, you can see them. There's less red. Like, they're surrounded. The red ones are islands surrounded by a sea of green. Wow, look at that now. Huge sea of green. Look, the whole order book is green now. Now the whole order book is green. That would tell you to long at that point. You see what I'm saying? Like, see how you can play mental games with the order book, and they can help you understand what's happening with the market. Honestly, this is monumental. Honestly, what's going on? Absolutely monumental. This week has been the most insane week ever. I definitely want to celebrate. Like, I feel like celebrating, you know, in some way, shape, or form. Like, but, you know, it's just like, hey, stay calm, stay chill. Look at the order book, very green, though, way greener. Tells me that 40K is easily, peasily happening. Once we hit that, I've seen sell walls just absolutely get destroyed. Like, they'll just bend, and this whole wall will just fall. So it'll be cool to see live and watch the sell wall collapse live. It'd be actually insane. And I think it's something we can actually do. Hey, so how does this work? I have 1K invested in BTC. I take out every profit. So does that work? Or Number one, I'm not a financial advisor, so I really don't want to tell you anything to do with your own hard-earned money. Number two, I don't fully understand the question as it's not fully written well, not to be rude. And I don't mean to call you out in that way. I just really want to help you, and I can't help you if I don't understand what you're saying. So does that work, or should I buy more? What I think you're saying, okay, because I won't be rude, is you have 1K in Bitcoin, and now it's up a lot. And you're like, what should I do? Like, I don't know what to do, you know? And I would say, well, I would say that's, compared to where Bitcoin is, that's a small amount of Bitcoin. And you're lucky to have Bitcoin. So I would keep that Bitcoin regardless. I mean, that's me. So again, you're going to do whatever you think is good with your money. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is for entertainment purposes only. So I honestly, I can't tell you what to do. What I would do with my money is I would hodl that 1K. I would hold it for the next 6 months. And that would be the plan, honestly. Okay. So now there's a sell-off. See, now you see the sell-off there at 39.5. Okay. But will we hold that level? We'll see. Now you go to the smaller time frame and you see what's going on. Look, we double topped, we tweezer top there with bearish divergence. You see it? Tweezer top with bearish divvy. That would be a limit out, in my opinion. $3.6 though. Watch us get bought back up, man. Watch us get bought back up to 40K. Target is 40K. Regardless. We're on our way to 40K. How we get there just depends. But this is a pretty bearish sign so far. Could be forming this broadening wedge type of bull flag area. 15-minute is spent. So we had our run up. It was a good run. The fact that we broke 38K and went all the way to 39.6, this is absolutely insane. Anytime we see a sell-off too, we're just going to see a pump into the altcoins, because that sell-off, where does that money go? It does not leave crypto. No one's selling Bitcoin to get back into the USD at this point. They're selling Bitcoin to get smaller coins. DNT, this District OX, just continuing to rip. Was looking at it earlier today. It was like, wow, look at this thing in the ascending triangle. Similar. It's just a pattern we're seeing everywhere. Just breaking to the upside with W's inside them. Now it's forming another flag, actually. So we go to like the 5-minute. It's flagging here too. That little Bitcoin dump made it do a little something funny. The USDT pair. But look at this thing. If you watch it closely, we'll see what happens with it. Made some big moves, though. I think he's trying to say how to take profits. So let's say I have 1K invested. I see 1,020. I take out 20. I just made 20 in profit, right? So if someone has, let's say, 20K invested, how much would they gain? Would it not be 20 in profit? Or is it a lot more? I'm trying to best make sense when explaining this. Well, I mean, you want a calculator? It's all about percentages. So look, I have $20,000. It's all about percentages, man. I have $20,000, and let's just say I bought Bitcoin at 30,000. So you go 30,000, and you divide it by 20,000, and that gives you. You go 20,000, and you divide it by 30,000, and it tells you got 0.66 Bitcoin. Okay, and now Bitcoin goes to 39,000. Right, you can times that by 0.66, and now you made $5,000 on your $20,000. Okay, you just look at where you got into Bitcoin and how the percentage changed for you. Can't stand that my computer does that, and that gives you the answer to the question, I believe, that you're asking. So yes, the answer is yes, of course, but of course. Anyway, Bitcoin holding this 39.6 level pretty hard. Doing beautiful. Let's take a look at XRP, man. I'm really proud of my baby. My little sweet baby. Algo having a little issue. Doing well, though. You got to like the consolidation. Look at this. Building its next leg up. Getting ready for its next leg up. Algo went to a high of 52 527. Interesting. Didn't even hit the target yet that I'm calling for, 56. So we'll see what happens with algo. People talking about alpha. Look at that wick. Wish we had jumped in on that. That's insane. That's a pump and dump. Just watch this cup and handle for Adam. I can't say enough about it. Target going. When Adam goes, it's going to go. It's going to rip like band. So 88888 for band. Doing some funky, funny business here. Dropping down to 873 and bouncing back up. Had highs of 960. Local highs of 963. BNB just doing amazing. Look at this, an ascending triangle for BNB. Wow, it's looking absolutely beautiful. BNB coin. With a target of about 46.5, right? As long as it keeps doing its thing. And, you know, people use BNB to trade a lot. People use BNB to farm. People are using B. You know, Binance is, you go to look at the app now and you look at all the different options they have. Trade, lend, farm, P2P. Like, the work that they have done, it's probably one of the most interactive websites in history. Like, and no one's ever talked about that. Like, let's bring that up. It's one of the most interactive websites in history ever built. Ever built. It's like being in a fun house, a financial fun house. All the weird different things you could do at this point, all from that one app. It's to me, it's absolutely insane. All the different ways to trade, margin, future, but they and their usability and they've kept up with the times. Like I have nothing. The customer service is exceptional in my opinion. One of the best leaders of customer service I've ever seen in any industry. At any given time, at any given moment. Shout out to Binance, man. Binance US. Anyway, check it out. Cocos USDT. Did a bit of a double top here, forming a bearish divergence. Everyone's really bullish on this right now, though. You guys are all like, oh, look at the daily, look at the daily. So let's take a look at the daily on Cocos. Okay, that's why everyone's bullish on it. Look, it's basically done, man. It's cooked, right? Double bottom cook. And this is like you're playing from a position of strength at this point because you're not buying any of the highs. You're not trying to catch a falling knife. You've had a chance for it to fall, bounce, fall again, bounce yet again. You've been very patient if you waited on Cocos. And wow, Cocos is really wow. So this thing is not even a tenth of a penny. This thing is probably the cheapest coin I've ever seen in my life. Cocos. So this is something that, you know, you toss a little bit on. What I would do, again, this isn't financial advice, all speculation, but as a lifer, as a crypto lifer, I throw a little bit on this and let it sit for months and months on end. And before you know it, you are in, you know, because even if this just goes back to its original area, let's just see. Even into this area here, it's a 400%. It's a 4-bagger, right? Pretty fast. Basically like a penny stock. Wait for a bit to decide where to put profits for 3 trades. You want a calculator? You're killing me, Smalls. I know, right? You're funny, man. But check it out, man. Cocos. And that would bring it back up to not even a penny, a tenth of a penny. So the highest this thing ever was, let's see the highest. The highest it ever was a seventh of a penny. Seven tenths of a penny. It was never even a penny. So if this thing can go from 2 to its all-time high, $3,350%. Of course, the 33, but how funny is that, right? About 3,000% gains coming out of this puppy. if it makes it back to all-time highs. So, yeah, you know, just something to think about. Shout out to everyone who put it on the radar for the channel. Appreciate that. So look at Bitcoin holding 39,462, like strong, saying like, you know what, I want to chill here, guys. I'm going to reset on the 1 minute. I'm not going to do too much craziness. Just form this little fallen wedge here with it is a bit of a head and shoulder, head and shoulder. So that should dump all the way back down to at least like right here. Unless it can hold this level that it's at. See, popped up, got rejected. Could that become new support line right there? 39,350. And that's what we want to see. We did look like we just wicked off of it. We did. So we'll see what happens. We just wicked off of it. Can we stay inside this pattern and continue down on the bottom of the trend line? You know. Again, we also see another pattern at play. It's all about that double pattern theory, guys. I'm sticking to it because it's really been helping me gain a perspective here. So we break this pattern. We break either of these patterns, which is good to see. We're bearish, right? And we're probably going to go right back down here to 38,800. So in the micro world of Bitcoin, this is what I see happening. We need to bounce here. And it looks like someone else saw what I saw, because look at the bounce here. Look at the big candle here. It's almost like, right, like, what is it, like, do we live in a simulation? I drew the line and said, we need a bounce here. And then, like, it bounces. Yeah, no, I talk about cake a lot, and I like cake. I'm holding some cake right now. I got in. But look at that massive candle. And now, look at that. I feel like we go all the way to the top of the pattern now. Right there, possible, you know, 34x, we make 30%. Get in and get out at 39,864, and boom, there you go. I mean, we were just at 39.3, we wicked down to 39.3. That's how fast these trades can happen. You already be in the money, you get out. 39.7 back up in the futures market. Bullish. Bitcoin bullish. And that also is a breakout of this bull flag. If we can hold that level, close above this trend line, and that could get us right back to the top where I started at this whole thing, you know, 40K, 39.998, 40K, where the spillover. Still, it's amazing to see how much green we're seeing on the right side here. If you can pick out the red, like, look, the red is there. There's more green than red right now, easily. Easily, still more green than red. And what I'm talking about is this right here, guys. You can watch the orders flow in. You could see on the order book who's selling and who's buying. And there's so much green and there's no red. Now there's a little red. A lot of people trying to sell like 37.8, 37.5. It's an intense battle there right now, for sure. Wow, this is insanity. I just can't believe what I'm seeing as I'm seeing it. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm in a chair and I'm watching history. And I was here since the beginning, man. Like, just call after call, sticking with it, sticking with my gut, sticking with my prediction. And you know what? Yeah, TA is TA, but gut gets you in front of your computer, right? Like, you wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for your gut. Like, your gut got you into certain industries. Like, certain people become whatever they be. Someone's a teacher, they follow their gut. You know, Tom Brady became a quarterback, he followed his gut. You know, people become rappers, they follow their gut. So it just, you know, yeah. Doing well now. To me, that's a breakout. As long as this candle can close, this 1 minute candle closes above this trend line, basically doing the retest on the top trend line. So I'm going to play that retest right there. So I bought in on the wick there, okay? I'm going to play that retest. I got in with isolated 32x leverage isolated. Okay. It could be following the bottom trend line too now. I'm seeing this too. You know, I could change my tune and say, oh, wait, man, I didn't pop this up. And maybe it's doing this. And that was the top of the trend line. So we'll see now. There's a battle. And maybe it was. Look, someone else saw that pattern. But that's okay. We could go up and down. I just want to make sure we break up to the top. At the end of this, we could come down here. Or this could still be the movement up to the top. We're just going sideways for a second. See? We did get the rounded bottom there on the 1 minute, though. Let's take a look at cake. You want to look at cake? This kid wants cake, man. Everyone wants cake. Give them cake. Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake. I'm gonna go bake. I'm gonna go bake. You say potato. I say potato. I'm just being silly, man. But look at that cup and handle for cake. Now it's retesting the top trend line, in my opinion. We went over this earlier. Yeah, I see it just it's retesting this top trend line, forming a little bit of a bull flag, in my opinion. Still bullish on cake. Stokes looking good too. And it didn't get to the target. And I see two targets all the way for cake. One is 74. The next one is about 81.97 for cake. Pretty cool, man. But yeah, tomorrow, man, we're going to have widgets, soup, all sorts of cool stuff for the chat. So be excited for the chat because I'm super excited for the chat. So get excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's going to be like a super new professional looking chat. I'm super happy to like I'm just blown away. I think it's going to be amazing. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that, please. By all means. A new and improved live stream tomorrow. It's going to be out of control. It's going to be just something you're going to be blown away, in my opinion. So stay tuned. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. 19 likes. Let's get up to 20 likes at least, man. 42986 blow off top for Bitcoin. I don't know, man. I can't make outrageous claims. I'm just going step by step. Trading on a Mac. Try this. Click the curve line. Command V. Yeah, we do that all the time, man. Yeah. It's called you have to remember I was a video editor. So like any hotkey we used for video editing. See, look, take a V. Yeah. Waiting for a bit to decide where to put profits from 3 trades. I like these cool channels too. It's fun to do this. No, LOL. I'm just messing with you, man. This guy. Yeah, obviously, see, I have like a one-track mind. I'm focused. So like, you start doing this, and my whole mind gets thrown off, like really bad. Like it takes me like minutes to get back to where I'm at. So just DM me and we'll talk about it. I'm not mad. I just DM me. We'll go over it. Look at CVC, man, booming. Bit of an elongated double bottom. I'm waiting for Algo to do this. Algo hasn't done it yet. Just click Y and let it paste itself. Y brings the symbol up. You can also just right click and hit clone. You know that, right? Anyway. Oh, you're saying just click V and let it paste itself. It does something like, okay. Oh, it just makes the next trend line above it. Interesting. Cool. CVC, man. Wow. It's like you wish you could have got them all. Like, oh, I wish I could have got this one and that one and this one and that one. 72% gains for CVC. That is on Coinbase as well. and repeat up the chart. I see what you're saying. And then you just kind of have all these different trend lines like in a line. Interesting. Dash, man, making some big moves. Let's look at Dash. It's in that accumulation zone. See, why it's hard for me to think we're going to have a huge crash because I want us, it would make sense. All the other times I would caution. But what's weird is some coins are like in that same bowl that other coins weren't even in yet. And I'm like, well, interesting. Like this coin wants to bowl itself up and start moving. CHR is on Coinbase and hasn't pumped yet. Yeah. Also has a deal with the Navy. Right? It has some deal with the government agency. Like, you can Google this. Look, CHR deal with the Navy crypto. This is something that I'm seeing. U.S. Navy bets $9.5 million on blockchain to keep messaging secret. Simba Chain, the Naval Air War California startup software Simba Chain with the NEO ongoing work. Interesting. This is something different. It's Chromia, right? Cryptology, technical, and careers. Our mission continues. It'd be dope to do cryptology for the Navy. I wouldn't full-time, part-time. Training and advancement, education, qualifications. Work for the Navy part-time, doing cryptography. It'd have to be kind of a fascinating experience, in my opinion. Okay, let's take a look at the Dow. Now, I've been giving you guys the call on the Dow for a while, just like I've been giving you Bitcoin. So tune in, all you stock guys. If you really want to know what's going on, here it is. I reluctantly go over the Dow every day for you, but I feel like I do a dang good job of it. And my thesis and my predictions have been looking great. So I feel like, hey, why don't I keep it up for the Dow? So we take a look at the Dow on the 4 hour, okay? And you can see that it flagged from this flag and broke out. And to me, it's starting to make its parabolic run out of the rising wedge. So look for the huge, in the next week. See, so when I say show me the TA and I'll show you the news, next week you're going to say the news, biggest bubble since the .com bubble. Stocks defy gravity, all-time highs for NASDAQ. And it started happening today already, and it started happening to the Dow today. I mean, Dow is, right, all-time highs, 31,000. We predicted this on the channel. I said, as long as it stays in here, the Dow's going to go at all-time highs. I even have a bars and patterns. Like, what do you think this is? If you expand this, this is actually bars. This is what's called a bars and pattern design here. Hard to see. If we zoom in on it, you can see, but it's like fake bars to show you where I think we're going to go. And I believe we were going to break out of this. Right around there, I could have moved it over a bit, but yeah, I believe we were going to break out of this like so and continue our way up, maybe do a little bit of a retest like most of the time we sometimes do, something like that, and then continue on a blow off top all the way up to 41,000, 40,000. So funny how the Dow and Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's now bigger than the Dow at 35,000. Pretty interesting, right? So I got the Dow locked in on some hot gains, man, and making some moves. Cody is weird. Oh, there it is, finally. I was like, Cody's not doing its thing, man. It seems to be falling off, and I know it's a good coin. Bit of a cup and handle for Cody too, right? If I delete all that work, you can just see, look, cup and handle for Cody. And there's your cup, and there's your handle. Look at that thing, man. Boom. My man. We got to sit down and do the tutoring, Ross, man. Enough is enough, dude. It's too late now. It's never too late, but... This is nuts, man. This is nuts. There it goes, 39.6 again, still booming. Oh, what a day. I never thought it would be that stressful. Making that, I'm making it. Oh my gosh. Bitcoin, man, just booming. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's get a look at the news. Strike Visa cards to launch in the US, EU, and UK within the first half of 2021. Strike, a popular Bitcoin banking service by US-based Bitcoin Lightning startup Zap, aims to have their Strike cards rolled out in countries on 2 continents in the first half of 2021. Oh, gosh dang. I just wanted to end the music while I did the news. But they're making it so hard. Where are you, music? Wow, man, the buy order is still battling through. Look, it's forming a bull flag now here. You can clearly see that. Unbelievable. And everyone's looking like, wow, like, why is Bitcoin going up so much? Like, what's, like, I don't get it. And you're looking at them like, hey, man. I tried to warn you. Tried to warn you the best I could. Just like the other thing, man. Anyway, just gonna read the news out. Focus on the news for a second. So that's amazing. Pre-roll plan is presented by Zap founder Jack Mahler. Strike will be issued using the Strike card in the US already in Q2-1. After that, they plan to use Strike cards in the EU and the UK. Also in the second, oh, that's cool because usually it starts the other way around and we're the last. Also in the second quarter, more fiat currency pairs will be added to Strike. The card is described by a website as a real debit card with real rewards for the real world. In June, it was announced that Zap was admitted to Visa's Fast Track program and that it will be launching its card within a year. Per Forbes, Mahler said that he was working with Visa on several projects, but that the only credit card is public and that the company is contractually obligated to launch a card within 12 months. So we're coming out with the Strike card, traditional debit card tied to Strike. Strike will be interoperable with the Visa Direct network, and you can get account routing number. So Strike will act as a vertical bank, said Mahler in a recent The Investors Podcast Network Bitcoin Fundamentals episode. So we can do anything a traditional bank can do for you, and you just line up your direct deposit to Strike, just like anything else. And you're within your settings. You can say, hey, of every paycheck, I'll take 50% in Bitcoin, I'll take 20% in Bitcoin, and you treat it like your savings account. The founder further added that when it comes to the Visa partnership, the vision for this is simple. Let's say my local grocer doesn't work in an interoperable fashion with the Lightning Network. I should still be able to send the USD $5,000 balance. That's my strike balance. So it's our bridge to the rest of the world. They connect us to the rest of the world, and there's a lot of cool things we can do with it. Different rewards and whatever else. So Mt. Gox victim, register online to get your Bitcoin back. Mt. Gox trustee bringing users to one system. The rehabilitation trustee Nobaku Koyaseki asked claimants of the hack exchange to join the online registration process. The Japanese exchange lost close to 800,000 Bitcoin in the hack, of only which 140,000 were saved. At current prices, the remaining Bitcoin is worth 5.2 billion. Bitcoin breaks USD 38K. XRP rips higher. Altcoins remain attractive. Mike Novogratz blames baby boomers for the recent Bitcoin adoption as Bitcoin touches 38,000. In a recent interview with CNBC's Squawk Box, Galaxy Digital and Wall Street veteran explains why Bitcoin has been the favorite for millennials and Gen Z. He goes on to blame the governments and central banks for creating giant deficits and leaving no space for the current generation to make quality money. It's true. Like you could make, I was making, triple figures, but that triple figures was inflated every year to the point where I could barely get by with a family. Like it didn't matter how much, you're making in the top 1%, 10% of the nation, and you can still barely get by. Interesting, Novogratz blames the baby boomers behind this giant deficit. It's why millennials and Gen Z initially are buying Bitcoin, because they know they're kind of screwed. The baby boomers have eaten all their future lunches. It's in a lot of ways by building these giant deficits. It's why millennials and Gen Z intuitively are buying Bitcoin, because they know they're kind of screwed. The baby boomers have eaten all their future lunches. Yeah, it's true, man. I like to hear what he had to say.
When the bubble bursts, Mike, I mean, if the speculative bubble bursts, is Bitcoin still the solution to the speculative bubble, or
if the speculative bubble bursts, Bitcoin will go down for a while. There's too much correlation between people with risk assets, right? If you have made a ton of money here and you're losing a ton of money here, at one point you're going to take some profits where you've made money. And so, if the S&P was down 20% in the next 3 days, Bitcoin would be lower, not higher. But there is a adoption cycle going on with institutions wanting to buy this because it's really hard to see a way out for the central banks and for governments. It's really hard to see a way out for this giant deficit that we continue to grow, and it's growing at an accelerating rate. It's why millennials and Gen Z intuitively are buying Bitcoin, because they know they're kind of screwed, right? The baby boomers have eaten all their future lunches in lots of ways by building these giant deficits. And so I do think Bitcoin's going to stay correlated to risk assets in the short run, but that correlation breaks down over time, and it's going to continue to go up as more people are getting into this community. Like the viral nature of how many people are getting Bitcoin can't be underestimated. It's shocking to me how many institutions are now lining up to try to get Bitcoin into their portfolios.
To try, they might not even be able, Bitcoin is the single greatest protector of purchasing power in the world.
Are watching these news with bewilderment. They're trying to understand exactly what is going on in this space, and how is it that a currency with no fundamental intrinsic value has so much monetary value? Can you make sense of it all?
See, that is the weirdest statement. He's so good at handling this.
Bitcoin actually hit $700 billion market cap, and so things move quite fast, in this industry. But I think what we're watching is just a market structure kind of set up. So back in March of this year, there was the coronavirus government-mandated lockdowns, and then great monetary stimulus, unprecedented monetary stimulus. That all occurred within about a 60-day window of the Bitcoin halving. So the Bitcoin halving essentially took the incoming daily supply of Bitcoin from 1,800 to 900 Bitcoin per day.
It's actually 1,200 to 600, I believe. I don't know where he got that statement, but we'll look. He might be right.
For the best protector of their purchasing power. Where could they put their wealth to protect that purchasing power? And I think what we're watching happen right now is earlier in 2020 was a supply shock, but now we're seeing the impact of a demand shock. Every institution on Wall Street is all coming to the conclusion at the exact same moment that Bitcoin is the greatest protector of purchasing power.
Yeah, it's obvious, though. Why didn't they know this beforehand?
Bitcoiners and kind of the retail market, they don't want to sell their Bitcoin. And so all of a sudden you've got kind of strong hands holding the money. 60% of Bitcoin hasn't moved in the last 12 months. And institutions are So I think that it's kind of a very complex, beautiful system. Bitcoin is simply benefiting from the tailwinds of monetary stimulus, and then that market structure where now institutions are showing up to the market, and they're trying to buy an asset from people who don't want to sell the asset. So the price has to move because of that demand.
Right. So I get your point that from a certain perspective, it is perceived to be seen as a store of value. Then how do you explain the moves that we saw back in March? And when global stock markets were tanking, we saw the price of Bitcoin actually halve. It was down 50%, way underperforming the other store of value, which was gold. And gold was down, I think, anything from like 5 to 10% at the time. So what is the premise for Bitcoin being a store of value when if things get really volatile and we're in a risk-off environment, Bitcoin is actually the one that underperforms the most?
Yeah, so for the last couple of years, I've kind of gone around and banged the drum saying, look, Bitcoin is a non-correlated asymmetric asset and should serve as a great safe haven. And so in March, immediately when Bitcoin drew down nearly 50% in a single day at one point, everyone started yelling and screaming, saying, oh, that's been disproven. But I wrote this piece publicly and said that during a kind of economic crisis or an uncertainty, it's a liquidity crisis. And so every asset goes down. Gold went down double digits, Bitcoin went down double digits, the stock market went down double digits, etc. And so during that period, investors are scared and they want dollars. And so they just look around their portfolio.
No, I'm thinking about all this stuff. I love this.
And so that happened. It was very, very rapid depreciation of almost every asset in the world other than dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as soon as the government stepped in, just like in 2008, 2009, when the government stepped in, gold had already dropped about 30% over the summer of 08. Then gold rallied and ended up hitting an all-time high and had appreciated about 200% by 2011. Same thing here with Bitcoin. There was this crisis, sells off, government steps in, and now all of a sudden, you've got people running back into those inflation hedge assets. Gold's been up about 20, 25%. Bitcoin now is up, I think it's like 800% in the last 2 years, over 300%.
Anyway, that was really cool. I like to see that. Bitcoin price prediction. Bitcoin to 43,000, says an analyst. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's Bitcoin price prediction expects a rise to 43,000. Strong resistance lies at 38,800, and strong support lies at 34,400. We blasted through that already. PayPal, Coinbase, and Winklevoss twins invest in crypto tax startup. TaxBit lands investment ahead of tax season. TaxBit, a tax automation startup, has secured investment from leaders in the crypto space, just as American investors has officially entered tax season. For reference, the 2020 fiscal year's income tax filings are due to the IRS before April 15th deadline. Hey, cutie. Further, many individuals, including younger investors, are unaware of the precise reporting process. TaxBit value proposition is precisely this: ease the reporting process by automating users' filings. On the latest investment, Austin Woodward, CEO and founder of the TaxBit and certified public accountant, told the Crypto Briefing via email, cryptocurrency is one of the hottest spaces in fintech and quickly going mainstream. PayPal and other global mega companies are embracing this technology. We're scaling rapidly to meet the demand for exponential growth in our enterprise and consumer offerings while preparing to launch 2 new products in the coming months. Before leveraging services like TaxBit, more advanced traders with unique activity should consider hiring a crypto tax specialist. Using both a chartered accountant and a crypto-specific tax services are a crucial part of any enthusiast's journey with digital assets. Failing to do so has proven costly for many. Yeah, just, do your taxes. What I do, which is really simple, is you can make a spreadsheet. And when you get into an asset, write down what you paid for it. If you use Bitcoin at the time, write down the price of Bitcoin, the amount of Bitcoin you used, and the date. And then when you get out, do the same thing. You can compare that as an in and an out, and it'll really help you later on. One exchange airdrops a native token on Christmas Day. That was pretty cool. So XRP holders, investors take legal action against the SEC. This kind of sparked a pump in the Ripple price. Look at this, 39,994, and here we go to 40K, guys. 40K party, 40K party. Wow, 39.8. It's battling. It's battling. Take a look at the 1 minute again. Ooh. Look at that fat candle. So it did. It looks like it hit 40K, 39.99. But look at the buyback up on the candle, though. Look, it just touches the 21-day moving average. It's like, oh, I want to touch the 21. Thank you so much, sweetheart. You're the best.
And that's what happens when
I dropped it, honey.
you need a new one.
Yeah, go get me another one.
Mama, Daddy lost his pill.
She's so funny. Wow, 39.99. Look how fast it wants 40K. Like, bad. Look at this. And here it's going to break out of a rising wedge. And then once it does that, we have a new target here. Look, we have a target of this. And I get you guys to the next place, which is going to be 40,700 in immediate short term. This is right here. Here it is. We're about to break it right now. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You sure? Look like you fell a little bit. Thank you, sweetheart. I found the other one. It was in my shirt the whole time. Never hit the floor. Wow, 39.925. Every time I open these futures trades, my only regret is I didn't put enough in. I just keep chipping away over and over again, though. Little by little. It's already 40,100 on the futures market. Look at this, 40,150. So futures is pumping. They're like, whatever's. Should have put more leverage. Should have put more money. 40,200, man. This is still stuck at spot at 39. I don't understand that because futures we're at 49,300 now. 40,300. This is lagging. More people playing futures than they are playing Bitcoin. That maybe futures market's taking something out of Bitcoin. 40,000 though in the USDT pair on Coinbase. So let's see how it's doing with the wall, with the sell wall. All green. Sell wall's crumbling. Look at it. See these steps? That means it's starting to fall. Steps mean you can walk up them. Walking up steps means you're crumbling through the sell wall. 40,000. 40,000, man. Anguilla! Anguilla! 9K. 40,360 on the futures market. We're up 40% again. Just keep collecting. Wow. 370. You're just like, well, shouldn't I sell? Like 40. Yo, this is true FOMO now. I think real FOMO is about to kick in. Like, I think we're going to go to 50K, man. Like, this is like, I'm starting to kind of get a little freaked out, man. This is like, this is nuts. Like, is this happening? I don't know, man. This is like, it's a little uncomfortable. 40,400. That was fast. Look, we're breaking down the sell walls, though. Look, now what's the next sell wall here is 40,900, man. It's like we're going to eat through 41K. Fast. Red candles keep coming. People keep buying them up. Right here, look, that's a breakout. Clean breakout. You're watching it right here. A candle closes right there. That's clean breakout. 40,100 on the USDT pair. And look, we came down for a retest. We always retest on the 1 minute. I'll tell you that. Boom. And that's where you get into the trade. At 40,000. This is going to go up. 40,700. Easy. Easy. Futures market probably going to breach 41,000. I want to get off on the stream, but it's almost impossible. Like, this is nuts. 40K, guys. Like, yo. Yo, man. Remember back when we thought it was previous all-time high and something to get excited about? Like, yo, this is insanity. Like, this is insanity. Futures market, Bitcoin. I think it just hit 600 on the dot. Spiked up to 640. Continuing to rip, man. Wow. Finally getting a little wick at the top, but we buy it back up. 40,000. Like, now people who are waiting on the sidelines were like, yo, I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen now. Like, this is getting scary. This is getting absolutely scary, guys. Like, this is like I haven't been able to sleep. If you slept the last few days, something's wrong with you. Like, you got some, like, you're like really good at sleeping. Wow, look at this. I had to limit out again at 40,400. I had to just limit out again and take profits. I just had to. Slowly just going up though. You're like, there's no reason to get out of these trades. I wish I could see more on the 30-second. It looks like it's flagging. Take a look at the 15-minute. Defying all odds. This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but to see it happen live and to really be here live and to go through this live with you guys, like, this is absolutely insane. Shout out to Dan H. Shout out to Jose Luma. Shout out to Ricky the Investor. J to the D Trading. Jose Lemus. Jesse B. BB, my baby. Hadouken. Ross Bush. D.I. Infinity. Die Infinity. Noel. David Park. Exuruth Canoe. Ken Hu. Hassan Tanvir. Renchi T. Jesse B. Wow, man. You guys, man. Noel, every one of y'all, man. 23 likes. Let's get to 30 likes, man. Will there be a crash? Brendan Wellham, 20K in a week. I can't believe I didn't drop 5K a month. Interesting. There was your little dip back, though. See, I sold my futures trade. Thank goodness I did. Look, and there's the sell-off. That's a major sell-off right there. That's an engulfing candle on the 15-minute. Can we buy that back up? We'll have to see. But that was, we did not hold that bounce. Happens a lot in these trades. And look, there, we're going to fall down now out of the falling wedge. Back down. And there you go. The euphoria is over. Big tank. We got to see. This could be the major sell-off. Look, it's continuing now. It's like a straight line. But we should bounce off the 200-day. If we rip right through the 200-day, it would be really strange. See the bounce right there? Oh, forced right through it again, though. Interesting. A lot of buy orders. Let's see what's going on the order book. Wow, now look. Now there's a buy wall. Like an unbelievable buy wall. Interesting. But that's a nasty candle. Some of the biggest selling we've ever seen. So big boys took their money. Big selling at 40K, as you can obviously see. A lot of people decided, hey, and JD called it. You said earlier, 40K, won't we see psychological support? A year from now, yeah, you would have said you wish you bought a 40K. I truly believe that. But this was a falling wedge, right? With a 68% chance of a break to the downside. So it had a 68% chance that it would break, but the length of the pole, the length of the backside here. So this is about our target. I can even kind of extend it. That was our target right there into this green line, which was the same area here I had at support. I had to call the support because it was right there. 38,009, you know. So now we have a good base, though. That was a nice sell-off. We need these sell-offs so we can test. We can test the matter of the move. Is the move strong? How strong is it? Let's look at the 4-hour, how big the candle was. We don't want to see engulfing candles, though. So this is still a green candle in the 4-hour. Like, so the 4-hour is like unscathed. Like, we shouldn't even be at 39K. The fact that we just reached 40K just like that is absolutely insanity, you know. These swings are going to be now $1,000 swings. That, you know. The volatility is going to be absolutely insane. Would I open up a futures trade right now? I'm thinking of it. I'm looking at it and I'm like, huh. The wick down there was at 38. I didn't even think about it. I was so enthralled in like doing what I love to do, which is live stream performance. Wow, look at the wick now though, and the big camera movement. I'd like to see us break back into the pattern. We could get a bearish retest right here at 39.7 and get rejected. So that's going to be a big deal for me to watch. I want to see if we get through this area right here. Amazing to see that with you guys though. That was awesome to see live. We all saw it live. We saw the exact price action live. Is what it is. Oh, we didn't go over FET. Let me talk about FET real quick. Not too late, a year from now. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Let's take a look at FET right now. So a lot of coins just retraced with Bitcoin too. It's amazing. They pumped with Bitcoin and then they retraced. You think they would have just kind of let Bitcoin do its thing? Like, why follow Bitcoin up and down perfectly to a T like this? It's just weird, right? I guess it's the USDT pair. It's what they're paired in. So just what the chart says. It's the oscillation of the charts. FET just took a bounce. Everything just took a dump, you know, no matter what you were in, because Bitcoin just did that little bit of a spurt. It's weird, though. Like, we should go all the way up instead of Bitcoin doing what it does, right? Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I'm going to go through my list. I'm going to look at what's going on. We'll put some calls together for the Telegram group. Show you what I see happening. Fluent fell out of the pattern, but let's just extend the pattern. And look at that. I'm still very bullish on Fluent, going up 50% to $8.61. So Fluent is on its way. The futures market, unbelievable. I think Binance just went down, or the app almost went down for a second. I can't believe 0.89 Bitcoin is not even, it's just, I mean, this is insane. Amazing day for the markets, man. Amazing day. Even the total and total too. Let's take a look at them real quick too. They probably hit some crazy highs and got rejected a little bit. Let's see what happens. So that 1 trillion for was a hot topic. And look, so hitting 1 trillion, we're still holding $1 trillion though, which is so cool. We did fall out of a nasty, you know, we fell out of a beautiful trend line that we had, but we kind of retesting these same pattern areas and bouncing pretty strong, back to 1394, like almost like we want to go back to 14. Obviously, we got rejected up here at 325. So 325 local top, $325 billion is the local top. We could easily V-shape recovery our way right into this. If we beat the bigger dips, the more we beat dips, the more volatile. Like, look at that, dude. Wow. Wow. There's a chance we just get right back to where we are and it's business as usual in an hour from now. Bitcoin and these coins just really starting to pump. Theta took a little bit of a hit, broke 2 for some reason. Some people are getting panicky of their altcoins. Retail, I don't know who it is. You guys got to just hold your alts, man. You know, stop playing games. So let's take a look at the dollar. What did the dollar do today? Did it pump on us? Have a little bit of boom up action. And honestly, just still continuing down. A little bit of a move, you could see. You know, find a little bit of a bounce from 89.42 back to 89.82. Yeah, so a little bit of a bounce. But just still continuing down. And overextended on the MACD. Pretty ugly, man. And the Stokes are even, they're getting, like, they're pointing up, but not much more room. But the dollar did take a little bit of a push up. EOS at 329. A lot of talk about EOS. Looks like it's got this rounded bottom on the daily. Look at it, and it's kind of at its end. You know, we've seen a lot of this happen. A lot of coins that hit this last minute area, just they're done. What I don't mean they're done, like this is over. What I mean is like there's no one more to sell this. It's perfect time to play from a position of strength for EOS. Pretty much a bottom at 198 and still really close to a low area for EOS. You can see it's going to have to break this long-term resistance that it's been in, which it kind of is sticking out of. I don't like to link my trend lines that sharp, so I would do something more like this. But yeah, it's starting to break a trend. Yeah, EOS. You just asked. EOS, man. EGLD, everything bouncing back with Bitcoin. Looks like Bitcoin bounced back pretty fast too. Yeah, 39.4. Like it wants 39.5 easy. Look, had you played that trade, look how much you'd be up already. This is insane how fast you can make money with the volatility of Bitcoin. I usually jump in on those oversold regions, and that candle was huge. But a lot of times there is another low, you know. But look at the buy pressure there. $38,000. $38,015, honestly. Interesting. And that's already forming that little bit of a V-shaped recovery. And if we were to go to smaller time frames, we would see that it is an inverted head and shoulder, but like a shoulder, a little bit of a shoulder ahead and another shoulder there. Very, very interesting. Bitcoin, man. That was treacherous. Let's see if we can hold this buy up. We had one of them down here. I'll show you. We're kind of making some fractals here, but we did it right here. Right, that was our big. We did it right here. Two of them really, two pretty big sell-offs. Right there was a major sell-off. Right there, down to 34,000, all the way from 35.7. We fell down. So for Bitcoin to rocket now, look, it's only $700 away from its all-time high again. Bitcoin breaks 40K, man. You should go to Google. Bitcoin reaching for 40K, anything is possible. Look at, you can't even. This is really Google? Bitcoin reaching 40K, anything is possible. Chases 40K. And look, we again, my channel, man, we've been on it. Look, we started this way before Bitcoin Live, breaking out right now. Again, 40K coming soon. Alts hold 300 billion. Live TA on any asset. We call 40K. How many calls can I make, man? How many calls can I make? Like, seriously. Wanting to test that right shoulder area again. We'll see what happens. Could be the sell-off. You know, I'm willing to believe this is possible here. You got to have all scenarios covered. You know. You want to come down here. So we'll see. If it makes a lower low, no goods. So this is a big deal here. We need to see it really hold this level. And honestly, I want to see it hold like this green area here. The 38,950. Where it can make its right shoulder. And then it will continue its way up. So big deal. So it's either in this pattern, and now we do our double pattern again, like I always do, see? So it could be in this. So which pattern does it want to be in, you know? And this is how I do this. It's really awesome, honestly. This is how we've been playing Bitcoin on the futures market. I've been killing it. I don't put tons of money, but I keep making money regardless. So we got to watch it. We got to watch which channel it wants to respect. See? Does it want to come down here, or does it want to come up here? This is a big deal for me right here. forming possibly a double bottom there. Look, bottom, bottom. So, and I'll show you, like, and this is how I play it. Because now we're not freaking out. Either way it goes, we're like, okay, well, we had an idea. I call this price trapping. I just made that up, but I trap the price the best I can. Right? And there we go. And so we'll find out in a second which way we're going to go. And look, there we go. See, we're really in the apex now, finding our way. You could do this too. And this is how I play Bitcoin. I've never seen anyone do this live, actually. Like, this is very unique. It's my own little thing, but it works for me. And you can see it's clear trajectory. It's pattern trading, voodoo pattern trading. I'm aiming to find the patterns, you know? I'm aiming to respect patterns. So now I know we're going to break down, you know? And now we're going to continue to break down. See? You can open a short now. It's a pretty good chance we're going to come to the bottom here at 38. Unless we get wicked up like we just did, you know? We'll see. And we could even form a beautiful double bottom here, which is possible. So I'm open-minded to this pattern here. Maybe form some cup and continue up too. So we'll see what happens. And now what you can do too is you go to like the 7-minute and you start popping in support and resistance lines. Because, you know, all-time highs, we got to kind of find the carnage. Like, where did we go, right? And this is going to help us determine where we're going to end up later on. Unbelievable what we just saw occur. Back to that 1 minute. Interesting. So now you see we have a clear trend line that we need to break. See? See how fast things get established, man, and price action just comes out of nowhere. And look, now we're supporting this trend line that I drew, and like we're kind of following the green line. So here's the deal. If we break 38.57, that's our next level, 38.500, right? And if we break that, we go back down to 38.1. And if we break that, we go to 37.9, and so on and so forth, all the way to the biggest low here, about 36,900. Could possibly be a retrace, you know. 40K, man, right? Like, yo, I sold the 40K. I took profits at 40K. You could already got back in under 2K. Isn't that crazy? If you have the BLZs to sell your Bitcoin. A lot harder for me to sell my Bitcoin. I don't know how people wrench off that Bitcoin out of their hands. 1230. ETH really just, you know, looking the same. But let's look at the ETH BTC pair. That's what I'm more interested in at the moment. So we see that kind of flatlining. Let's take a look at the 1 hour so we can get a better gem. So that's still staying in that pattern that it's in. It's still staying in the bull flag. Really double bottoming, actually. Pretty bullish, considering how bullish Bitcoin's been. ETH really wants to go to its own all-time high and really just do its own thing, in my opinion. Right? Thank God I sold Bitcoin. That was a good sell. That was a good sell. I haven't been greedy. That's the one reason my futures account keeps going up, is I'm not greedy. I'm just taking little by little. I'm happy with what I get. I know tomorrow's a new day and there's always volatility, so I don't have to force any trade. I don't have to force any trade. The trades will come to me if I'm just patient and doing my thing. So Bitcoin was just at 40K. Had you just slipped out, divided it by 12,034, 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. You would have got your 32 ETH. I'm stuck on this 32 ETH thing, you know. Selling a Bitcoin for Ethereum. Wow, we just saw something absolutely crazy. That was insane what we all witnessed. It really was. But again, if you want to know where Bitcoin's going, just make my dual pattern area here. Looks like we're double bottoming now, forming a beautiful double bottom. You can see that. But we could still be in the channel, so we'll respect it. Lower lows, lower highs for sure. We don't want to make this lower low, lower than 38,000. That's gonna kind of begin the beginning of the end. For temporarily, right? A little bit of a downtrend for a few days. We need to cool off. I mean, the market cap isn't cooling off though. So it's looking like alts are still flying. Market cap's now 1 trillion 6. Started the day at 1 trillion 4, right? Nano still moving up 90%. YFI up 29%. XRP at 31, up 25.6%. Doing really well. Let's look. I wanted to look at XRP real quick. Bitcoin is struggling though. I mean, that was a huge. Some people are starting to sell now. I did read. Remember, all the billionaires were going to get together and sell between 38.5 and 40K. They all said, "Yeah, that's what we'll do." Wow, we got as high as 37 before XRP got sold off with that whole movement there. Interesting. On-chain analysis shows rise in number of Bitcoin whales as requests soar for $1 million buys. A new trend is emerging across major crypto exchanges where Bitcoin whales seem to have finally joined on the Bitcoin frenzy. Post-institutional validation, top crypto exchanges have received several buy orders of above 1 million in the past week, which explains how Bitcoin has managed to remain unfazed by any market correction. While the narrative is institutional money, this phase, in my opinion, it's real institutions have given Bitcoin validation. Now we have family offices serving the wealthy, rushing in, needing exposure. There's lots of requests for $1 million buys happening. Interesting. And Bitcoin back to 38,900 and pumping. So, hey, yeah, let's take a look at that 1 minute for Bitcoin. Do I get back into a futures trade? That is the question. I'm still in Filecoin futures trade. It was going way better until Bitcoin kind of went crazy. Yeah, it messed with algo. It messed with everything. That brought down everything. That volatility in Bitcoin. Looks like ETH is unscathed. ETH must have been going up though. That's the thing. ETH at 1, 2, 3, 4. ETH went all the way to 1289 in that. It went all the way back down to 1200, but it really likes 1200. It's kind of like that's its new thing, man. Look, you can see it respected the top of this trend line here. See this, which is interesting. It's extremely volatile out there today. I'm gonna go take a walk. Like, this is not. It's just too volatile. It's insane. We watched the top. I believe that was the top from the market for the temporary top. I believe that was it. Sell everything at 40K, right? I mean, look at the wick. We haven't seen this capitulation in a long time. So, yeah. EGLD down pretty hard. A lot of coins down from their highs where they were at. 42, you know, we were up there. Don't even look at my whole portfolio because it was at a nice high and probably took a dump. Yep. $10,000 dump like that. Anyway, that's what happens, man. That's what happens. If you want to hold long term, you're going to have to see the ups and downs. DeFi perp took a hit. Everything took a hit. It's so weird, though. It doesn't make sense. All that money comes in, then a little money leaves, and everything takes a hit. It's kind of strange. Bitcoin could be breaking out of a falling wedge now, though. Look at this. Temporary target. Looks like it wants to move with the Stokes and everything. Right back to 40K. You can buy that breakout. Funny is that I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. 38.5 is a nice level. And we have our bottom out here. Boom, and then we have our candle closes there. Some resistance there, and then we're gone. there you go, man. There's your dump. And now you're really dumping. And that you could just tell by the TA, like, what's going on here. You got a bit of a Simpson pattern there forming. And now you got to contest with other regions, right? And now you got to deal with, like, if you break 38,000, you're coming back down here to 3770. And you're coming back down here. Boom. And you could tell by my dual pattern theory, the short was the winner because we didn't go up in the bullish pattern, right? So the short was the winner there. Let's see how we react to 38,000. It'd be very, very interesting. Considering, let's look at the daily, man, because I forget like where we were at this point. Like where I start forgetting where we started the day at. What were the prices? But let's take a look. On the 5th of January, we opened at 31,000. Our high was 34. We went to as low as 29.9 and we closed at 33.9. On the 6th of January, we opened at 33.9. Our high was 36.9. We closed at 36.7. So we closed very close to the daily high. The next day, we would open at 36.7. So that's today, January 7th at 12 at night. We would open, right? I guess, I mean, at GTC time, I guess. So we would open at about, we'd open at 36.769. Our high would be 43.65. Our low would be 36.3. Okay, so we started the day at 36,300 this morning. We wicked down there. So that's insane, right? I mean, Bitcoin's been swinging up in one day. 5% swings for Bitcoin in a day. Unbelievable, man. Bitcoin versus Tesla. Bitcoin nears the market capitalization of Elon Musk's company. Bitcoin nears Tesla's market cap. The cryptocurrency has been on a remarkable run. It ended last year with gains over 300,000 after managing to break 200. Well, there's 21 million Bitcoins, right? They say, and it's at 40,000. So that's an $800 billion market cap now. So now it's bigger than like Visa, MasterCard. Like it's just insane. Let's look at the market cap for Bitcoin. $723 billion. $80 billion in volume. Only 18.5 in the circulating supply. Look at that. And then it bounces hard off of 37.9. Very interesting. Bitcoin playing some funny games with the price now. Really messing with people's heads. Still in this downtrend though, until it's not. And now you're bearish until you're not. Now you can open up a short and just stay short until you don't have to be. I actually wouldn't open up a short, but that's just, you know, I'm not a really big on short trading. Probably would be a good idea though. Look at that. See, these are the most red candles we've seen. Look. Haven't seen a pullback like this in a long time. In a long time. That was the worst one right there on November 6th. That was the worst one, and we've easily surpassed that if we look at the 15-minute. I don't know. In retrospect, I'm comparing the two giant red candles on the 15-minute, though. Two of the biggest red candles we've ever seen on the 15 minutes since here and here. We had to have dumps, though. We've had some big dumps. That was that $28,000 dump. So this is a nice, healthy dump. Let 40K be the dump, you know? Like, let's go to these huge highs and retrace. This green line will be my line, though, 36,000. We break 36. It looks like we're easily going to gap down there. Pretty good chance that that's an easy short. You know? Just because how fast we gapped it. It's just a pretty fast gap down. You could short Bitcoin down, you know. Would have been a beautiful short at 40K, honestly. Would have been a smart idea to short 40K, right? But you get into the euphoria, man. And you're just like, I thought we would spill over into 41.2, 41.5, something like that. 1 Bitcoin could buy a Model 3. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow with an amazing stream. The stream is going to be all new and organized and interesting, and I'm going to have some new things to do and interact with you guys. So, like, you can be a boss of the channel, all sorts of cool stuff if you interact. So, we got some cool, interesting things to bring to you guys tomorrow on the live stream. I'm super excited to bring that to you guys. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. And we'll be back at the regular scheduled program in the regular scheduled area back tomorrow. So, thank you guys so much for kicking it with me all this time throughout all this craziness. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for all your love and support. Stay strong through all the volatility, and have a good day. Thank you guys so much. Be safe. Over and